by Riverside.
Welcome to week 8, everybody. It is the 4th and 1 podcast, anchor.fm/4th and 1 on Instagram at 4th and 1 podcast. Welcome to week 8 of college football. We are excited to be with you today. We got a great show for you today. The schedule's a little light this week, and by little, I mean a lot. I'm not going to lie with y'all, but we're going to still try to have a good time with it. There could be some intriguing games, but it'll be more of monumental upsets rather than we saw it coming. So, how are you, my man?
Do you like my lamp?
Your lamp?
Do you like my lamp?
I can't see your lamp.
Oh, he can't see my lamp. Let's grab the. There you go. Do you like my lamp?
Oh, your lamp is nice.
Thank you. I got it from Target. Oh, there it goes. Oh no, panic. I moved out round 2 this week, rocking the Structure Care swag here. Shout out to Structure Care and High Company. I'm doing pretty good. Moved out as
Second
you can
time's
see.
a charm.
Second time's a charm. Being an adult, have my own place this time. It will be my wife will turn into me and my wife's place. She just got here. We're gonna cook up some wings tonight, so today's gonna be good. I am totally BSing this adulting thing. Have my own washer and dryer. That's how I know I'm a real BS.
There you go. Yeah.
So it's all good. It's good in the hood.
Good. I'm glad. Well, I do feel a little bit under the weather. Thank you for asking how I was. But we're gonna just roll right along here. Yes, you are in danger. All right.
Man, I'm trying.
We are going to have a great show. Stick around for the pick section at the end. I had a down week last week. I went 2-4, and if UCLA did not win, I would have been 1-5. However, I'm still 22-16, so I'm well above 500. My man, you just can't pick anything, right, can you?
What were my pick? I mean, okay, so I did a couple things here. First of all, you suck. Second of all, you're still doing better than me. Third of all, what were my locks last week?
Your lock was Arizona State to win.
Lost somehow. That was fell apart. When we made the bet. They were favored game day by 2.5. So don't know what happened there. Didn't I make another lock who was also even?
Well, you also picked UCLA with me.
That's
and
right.
You
I also picked UCLA because I was good. Now, this is something I did just for kicks and giggles.
Kicks and gigs.
I went down to FanDuel, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I went down and bet on just the money line on every single game. So winner on every single game. And I sent you this. I went 13-9 last week out of the 22 available games to bet in the week, which I'm pretty proud of myself, if I do say so myself. That makes me look like I do know a thing or two because I have seen a thing or two. We are farmers. It
became personal with me.
So we're probably going to do that again this week, just for those who care, because it's a 22 leg parlay that I put together. Because it was such a long parlay, a 50-cent.
There you go.
Yeah, you're fine. A 50-cent bet would have, if I were to guess 22 correctly, would have hit me on $4,500. So we're gonna have a little bit.
What you got to do is you got to get good enough to where the cash out becomes like $2,000, so they make you cash out, so they don't have to pay the whole like $4,000 as well. That's how you really know. That's the secret sauce right there.
I really need to hit those 12 o'clock games, basically.
Yeah,
that was my problem. I had a couple of people who screwed me over.
It's
like
the little
Minnesota.
game. Yeah, it's the little games no one really is paying attention to.
I say that's my speciality.
Well, then you got to get better at it.
I got to get better at it.
You gotta.
Because,
money, please.
Money, please. All right, let's jump right into this check down here.
It's that time again. Better grab your. I can't literally find the whistle sound effect that's named whistle, so we're just gonna jump right in. Tweet.
All right, everyone, it's the check down time. Not a robust check down, but maybe some long conversation. Ed Orgeron, coach of the LSU Bayou Bengals has a mutually agreed to part ways with the university after the 2021 season. So at the end of this season, he will be gone. This will also allow LSU to start the coaching search early, much like USC. So they are getting a head start on it. This coming just 2 years after he won the Natty, which surprised a lot of people, I think, Simeon. Yeah. But I would say he was kind of like a 500 coach before he had a whole bunch of NFL pro players. Literally all 22 starters made it on NFL rosters one way or another at some point last year. So
listen, this is one of those situations where your players kind of won your national championship. However, I never thought that Coach O was a good fit in LSU. I mean, you had the Go Tigers. You know, he had the accent, but he wasn't flashy enough for what LSU needs to do against Alabama. He'll do great. You know, he could go if some of the names being floated are like Billy Napier over at Louisiana, right up the state. The guy, Cladwell or Chadwell over at Coastal Carolina, of course. Guy from Baylor who's knocking things out.
Dave Arana and James Franklin
is, of course, a name. I'm sure
Mario
Urban
Cristobal
Meyer will go in there. Mario Cristobal. So these are names getting floated, and literally, I feel like Coach O is a good enough coach that he could go to any one of those schools and still have a great segment there. It's one of those things that it is. So it doesn't surprise me, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
Joe Brady's the other name, which think that's just a no-brainer right there.
Yeah, but he's never led a program before. He's only been coordinator. Yeah, he was there, but some of the issues they're having is entitlement. And so does that bring back the entitlement because you already bring back a coordinator? So I don't know. There's a lot to think about, and there's a lot to unpack there. The locker room stopped. The bottom line is the locker room stopped listening to Coach Orgeron. And when the locker room starts listening to you, you either have to have a dramatic shakeup, or like Michigan did, if it wasn't truly you, or you have to leave, because that's the only way that both kind of sides can heal. Coach Orgeron can do things better in his next stop, and LSU can move along here. All right, moving right along. Sticking in the world of college football, Nick Rolovich. Do you know who this is?
I don't know that name.
He was the coach of the Washington State Cougars. He has been let go of the university.
After one season? He took over from 2 seasons. He took over from Mike Leach, right?
Well, right, but let's listen why, children. He got fired because the Washington State is having a mandatory, all state employees must, there's a mandatory vaccine mandate. And so he is refusing to get vaccinated. Well, refusing is such a harsh word. He's choosing not to get vaccinated, right? And so he had to be fired because he's not allowed to coach at Washington State because that is a state
school, right?
State
program, yeah.
So there's a lot to also unpack here. I think, again, we've said our opinions.
Didn't a sideline reporter for ESPN also basically have to resign after they mandated the vaccine?
I don't know.
I want to
maybe
that today. We've already had our opinions on this 2 podcasts ago, guys. It was in the check down. You can go listen to it again. Yeah, that window's gonna kill you today, dude. But at least you got good lighting. But it's just one of those things. Good for him for sticking up. Washington State, I guess you do you. I mean, I don't have anything else for commenting. Go research, wash your hands, get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. Just be a healthy person in general, and we should all be okay.
Right.
And wash your hands, and it's an evolving situation. So listen to advice as they figure it out.
And eat your vitamin C. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
and get your vitamin D.
Well, vitamin D helps. Yeah, go out in that sun, man. All right. Moving on. The NBA. This is all I got for you, by the way. This is kind of it.
Actually,
I have one more thing. But after this. The NBA returns tonight. We are filming on a Tuesday, and so I do mean Tuesday, October the 19th.
Yes,
so
nice,
the NBA is back. Kyrie Irving, of course, we know what's going on there.
Yep, another vaccine.
Ben Simmons was kicked out of practice today.
Nice.
Clearly did not want to be there today, so
I mean, he
Rivers sent him
difference,
home.
You know,
the difference is he basically just showed up because they withheld his money, and now he's just there to basically collect
I'm just
checks.
there so I don't get fined.
Right, exactly. But if you go home, now he's being suspended, so for the first game, so he'll miss that game check as well. So it's not going to solve itself, and Ben is hurting himself. It's not like he's seeing himself like James Harden was last year, right?
Yeah.
Even if Ben Simmons
Here's
doesn't meet,
Ben Simmons won't go get you 30 every game.
right? Exactly, and that's exactly what I was saying. And it's not like James Harden was a perfect teammate and person in Houston, right?
Right.
He was solid, and then all of a sudden at the end when he wanted out, all this stuff stirred up. Like I didn't believe it. Like Ben hasn't been a solid teammate. He's been criticized before. They got rid of Jimmy Butler for him, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
And then finally, do you know the Ricky Bobby soundtrack that we have? Right,
the Ricky Bobby
soundbite
that we have.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember
the Piss Excellence one.
It's called Piss Excellence. I was trying to remember what I called it. Here it is.
So, right.
Cancel
it.
Cancel it. I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
All right. So I have decided right now that we are going to save that for when a point that we make on the podcast is proven right.
Okay.
Okay. So we're not allowed to play it at any other time except when we made a statement and that statement was proven right. Our hypotheses, whatever you want to call it.
My name is Jeff.
Exactly. You, sir, may hit that button for Spencer Rattler.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. So
I'm on board after TCU. TCU isn't a very good defense, but it's just
real quick. Speak to me like I'm a 5-year-old because I was moving this Saturday, so I watched exactly this much college football. So you will have to explain everything.
Well,
to me.
I was also in Florida, so instead of this much college football, I was only able to watch this much college football.
Yeah, I wasn't able to watch any, so you were doing better than I am.
So. All right, so Oklahoma went into TCU. Or no, they hosted TCU. And Caleb Williams got the start. We all know what happened last week with Spencer Rattler getting benched. So Caleb
you were expecting him to get the start for the record.
Correct. Yeah. You had to see what he could do.
Right.
Well, he ho-hums and F's around and is ridiculously efficient and throws for like 300 yards. I'm pulling it up right now. And then he runs for 66 yards. Oh, not to mention the offense, their running back rushes for 160 yards. So they have over 200 yards rushing, right again to me. And they put up 52 points on a TCU team that, is bad. But now we're back-to-back weeks of 50 points right off the bat.
Way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
It was unbelievable. And so you're right. I was wrong. Spencer's a good quarterback, but whatever it factor it is, I mean, in that Texas game, he was throwing these bombs, pinpoint, sideline, where only his man could get it. And in TCU, he had complete command of the offense. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's very flamboyant.
The whole damn thing from
exactly.
And like he was in the room.
So his final stats were 18 of 23, 295, 4 touchdowns, and then he ran for another 66 yards and a touchdown on 9 carries. So good job. Excellent. But this again,
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
Now again, the hardest defensive challenges are still yet to come.
Yeah.
They still have to play Oklahoma State, who...
Kind of like Ohio State.
Yeah. Well, I guess. But they are...
Yeah, got you.
I'm in danger.
All I'm saying, yes. No, I agreed with you last week when Ohio State hasn't played anyone. But still, Oklahoma's not putting up 64 points.
Okay, yeah. Listen, I gave Ohio State the respect that they deserve this week in the rankings. Okay.
Okay. All right.
I kind of backtracked a little bit. It wasn't great. They're still not in the top 10, but I wasn't having them at 15.
I look like an alien right now.
You do look like an alien. It is.
This is kind of cool.
We'll figure out each other's lighting as we try to become the worst podcast in the world.
Well, yeah, we're the worstest podcast
Because
on
it's
the
garbage.
interwebs, and so we're fine right now.
Speaking of somebody
Because it's garbage.
who's having a good year.
Yeah, oh yes. Come after him. He's a man, and he is 4T. Oklahoma State, where I was going with this, went into Texas. Texas blows another fourth quarter lead. They have been outscored in the fourth quarter by opponents in the last 2 games, something like 41-7 or 20. It's a ridiculously high number. I think it was 41-7 because Oklahoma State, trailing by double digits, 16, entering the fourth quarter, comes back and wins on the road in Austin. Texas falls apart again, hurting Bijan Robinson's chance at Heisman. By the way, who's the front runner for the Heisman? No one really knows at this point.
Now Spencer Rattler's out. I mean, not that he was really at the top, but
I mean, now that all the it was Uconn was in there. So anyway, but that Oklahoma State defense, they just find ways to win. They're kind of in that Michigan State kind of category right now where their defense is more explosive than their offense.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens, much like Iowa this week, when the defense finally opens the gate and can't hold back the waves of opponent offenses just crashing in one-score games?
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
felt like that was the right thing to play at this time.
I do. So Oklahoma State beat Texas 32-24, something like that. And now Oklahoma State undefeated in the Big 12. Oklahoma undefeated in the Big 12 still. Iowa State only has one conference loss, but 2 losses altogether. And spoiler alert, that's on my 5 games to watch this weekend, and a weird spread for that game. So stay tuned or skip forward if you don't want to hear all of the review from last week.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that game that I probably won't end up watching, but I'll tell you why I'm looking forward to that game. Also, while you're gathering yourself, just a random fun fact here for you, as Simeon continues to learn things about sports by spending money on it. Jamar Chase, Marquez Brown, and Ezekiel Elliott, none of them had a touchdown this past Sunday, which was extremely weird and out of character for all of them. So continue on with what you were saying now.
Oh, alrighty. Sure. Well, so just keep an eye on Oklahoma State, right? Because now that Big 12 is wide open. The only hope for the Big 12, though, is the unbeaten Sooners down in Norman. So or Oklahoma State if they can kind of get past. So there's still we're now getting into the meat of the season. We had the appetizer kind of the first quarter. Now the next 4 games, it was like and now we're eating steak. We're eating ribeye. We're eating it raw, just seared. You know who didn't play defense this past weekend?
Your mom? What? Who?
That's right. I kind of said that expecting you to know a little bit, but you told me you know nothing. So it's excellent. LSU and Florida. LSU and Florida right now.
Oh yeah, that was a surprise ending for me.
So I
picked incorrectly.
Everyone picked Florida again. So Coach O, this agreement that I said about him leaving came out after this game. However, it was starting to be worked on at the end of the Kentucky game. So, the players kind of read into that, and they kind of played for him a little bit, and I expect that to continue with LSU as well. But it was a shootout, but man, Florida. This is back-to-back big-time games where, your offense scores a lot of points, but shoots themselves in the foot. And B, where your defense is constantly put on short fields or then gives up really dumb line of scrimmage 35-yard rushes on like 2nd and 7. Florida had amounts. Their penalties that were actually pretty good. Didn't have a lot of penalties. They had 4 turnovers. And at one point, it was back-to-back interceptions on back-to-back plays. They threw 2 pick sixes. They had a fumble in there that was returned. Like, it was Florida. Let me introduce you to a foot surgeon, because now this is the second time in 3 weeks that this has happened. What does that come down to? I blame mistakes like that, where you're just constantly hurting yourself, on coaching.
Yeah.
Now, LSU they were right in there too. They let Florida complete this wild Hail Mary where it was 1 Florida receiver and 3 LSU defenders around, and like no one from LSU jumped. No one jumped except the Florida guy, and he just caught it. And LSU had some turnovers. LSU had penalties. What they finally did is they started to run the football. They had a freshman who ran for like 240 some yards. It was entertaining. It was one of the rare games this weekend I got to watch.
It was,
it was very good.
This is just a comment that Simeon's making about football in the state of Florida, specifically collegiate athletics. For some odd reason, no one's disciplined there. You watch every single game. Cincinnati blew out UCF, was my understanding.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, isn't that weird?
And as soon as Scott Frost left, so did discipline go at UCF. Florida State started 4-0 for the first time since the 50s. Okay, that's before they had black people on their team.
Well, that's
not racist. That's
is that
racist
the truth?
against 50s Florida. Okay,
okay, that's fair.
Because they were being racist. This is just this is the fact. What is coaches? What is going on? Do none of these kids want to be disciplined?
Well, you're getting it with Miami, Florida State's.
Yeah.
2 and
I can go FIU. I can go Florida Atlantic. I can go Florida International. Who do you want to pick? I guarantee you they're not, except callback, spoiler alert, except for the D2 National Championship.
Oh, snap. Yeah, I forgot about the D2 National Champions from Pensacola, Florida, ladies and gentlemen. I went to vacation in Pensacola this past weekend, and there on a banner, one of the screens at the airport, a baggage claim, it rotated through several different things, but one of them was a banner of home of the UWC. I don't know what that's.
Florida Western University. Sorry.
Florida Western University.
Or Western Florida University or something like that, yeah.
The D2 champions in football, so shout out to you guys.
I think it were like the Knights or something. I immediately did not look them up because I didn't care. And I'm going to turn this down before I hit the
No one cares!
I mean, I do, but also, yeah.
So do you know where football's being played really well, though? That's not Florida?
The state of Texas, the city of San Antonio.
7-0
Roadrunners, baby.
Yes, 7-0 Roadrunners.
Ranked.
Yes, for the first time, a university that just got a football program 10 years ago.
Oh, I didn't know
is
they were
ranked
that new.
For the very first time in program history. So shout out to the UTSA Roadrunners.
Meep, mother effers. That's
yes,
all I have to
exactly. I was talking about the state of Alabama.
Oh yeah, very good football. State of Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama got Mississippi State at home. That wasn't a ball game at halftime. We all called that. Mm-hmm. And then Auburn beat Arkansas. Tough stretch for Arkansas there, man. They got Alabama, they got Ole Miss, and then they got Auburn right in a row.
Yikes.
Auburn got the 2 best losses this year. Yeah. Right?
I dropped them out of my rankings.
No, I'm not saying top 10, but listen.
No, I'm saying I dropped them out of the top 25.
They went to Penn State.
Yeah.
I understand LSU. LSU is very hot and cold. When they're hot, they're good. When they're cold, they're okay. So they beat LSU on the road.
Yeah.
They beat Arkansas.
Yep.
Their loss was to Georgia. No one's beating Georgia right now.
No one's beating Georgia.
I'm not saying they should be top 15 or anything. All I'm saying is,
of the 2-loss teams, that's probably the best 2-loss team.
And they only have one
fair.
conference loss.
Right, to Georgia, to the number 1 team,
right,
who is just running over everybody.
Right.
It's one of the SEC shorts put out this week of like Georgia runs into, it was a little short sketch where his ex-girlfriend Hope came by.
Okay.
And I didn't finish the sketch because I didn't care because I'm not a Georgia fan. But like that's exactly, it's kind of like if Michigan were to beat Ohio State this year. Or the fact that like I saw a University of fan. It's like when you're 6-0, but no one gives a flying F.
Right.
About
sure.
And it's the same sort of thing where like Georgia fans are on the edge of their seat, but they're also not holding their breath.
Yeah, Stetson Bennett though. So great. So kind of great segue there. Georgia beat up on Kentucky at home. Kentucky was hanging around. It was 14-7 at halftime. Or 17-7. You know, they were hanging around, and then Georgia's defense is just unbelievable, and they shut them down. However, for those of you who followed along with my bet, Kentucky on the last play of the game covered the back door.
But you're also didn't they still win by 14 or something like that?
They won by 17, but it was originally I bet at 21. I bet at 21, and we did it. It was 18.
Yeah. So first of all, but also you didn't cover, but I feel like...
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss.
It's not like it was close. That's
right.
a garbage time TV.
Yeah,
for the record, or garbage time TV, TD is a TD that happens when no one cares. It would be like
you did read her text.
I skimmed it. So I'm just letting you know that's a garbage. But you might as well take it off. It's garbage time. The game's already decided. It's not
like
close
anymore. The only thing it matters is
stat lines.
Is for stat lines. Exactly. Yes. Like even coaches in film rooms, I don't think care about it.
I don't think they watch it if that's what we're saying.
But also since we're there, oh no,
you're good. It's just you have bad connection unless you turned off your screen.
Did it stop the recording?
No, we're still playing.
Okay.
You're just chilling there.
All right, great. Well, I'll figure that out here.
Did you unplug your your camera?
I don't think so.
Awkward.
Oh, what the heck?
Man, I'm looking up the record of... Oh, he just left. Did his computer just crash? Okay, well, now Simeon's by himself, and I'm not 100% sure if I should just keep going. I'm probably going to end up cutting this out anyway. But there we go. I'm going to keep talking and have this come back in. So the head coach of the University of... The head coach of the University of Texas San Antonio, his name is Jeff Taylor. And Jeff Taylor has a 14-5 record. And surprisingly, he came from Arkansas. He was the assistant head coach and the running backs coach. So good on him. He was at Texas and SMU. So he's been around the Texas block here. So good on him. Watch out. He may get... Stop. Oh, I need you to refresh the page. I'm being told to refresh the page. This is fun. This is very fun. So this is the type of things that Simeon goes through as Makai has technical difficulties. I love reading Wikipedia pages of especially coaches to see where they go, because that's such an interesting, because that's a linear job progression. Okay. You only go from player to coach if you do that, and if you want to coach, you want to coach. If not, then you have to go do something else. Like you would have to go into business or something like that. So it's very interesting for me to go see, especially these small school coaches like Jeff Taylor. I apologize, Jeff. Like Chadwell or Cadwell over at Coastal Carolina, or Billy Napier down at Louisiana. It's very interesting to see where they came from. So, Makai, while you're gone, what you're probably going to make me end up cutting out is I was telling the audience that...
No, bro, keep it. Yeah, no. No,
Which
no. You know what? Surprise me. I'll listen to it. Don't worry about it. All right.
Okay.
Let's just to answer some of your questions.
We're gonna do. It's the segment for our mother where we answer our mother's questions.
Yes, that was great. Good job.
Thank
Yes, Mom. Upsets happen every season, but they haven't happened this much or often in recent season. Let's
In
see.
over a decade.
Yeah.
Also-
Does the time of day a team plays matters? Sometimes if it is a Pac-12 team and they have to play at 9 a.m. or they have to play late at night, because of the travel and because of how late they are on, yes, it does sometimes affect them so that Pac-12 can get TV ratings. Simeon explained garbage time touchdown. What teams are playing elite ball this season? Well,
That's a good question.
that is a good question. We'll get to that in the top 10 because that is basically what the top 10's for. And yes, it changes the day we record on because that the betting lines change and new information can come out from Tuesday to Thursday.
Now, if you've ever seen the movie Casino with Martin Scorsese,
I am not.
Made by Martin Scorsese, great movie, of course, starring Robert De Niro and the other guy, because it's all the same people, Martin Scorsese. Actual persons, when the Kansas City mob ran Las Vegas, when people bet, it affects the lines. So it's not like you have a bunch of people like me and you who sit here and go, okay, these people, strength of schedule, blah, 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 14.5 points. There it is. It's if you have 1,000 people betting at 14.5 points for one team, I don't want to lose money. So they must know something that I know. So I'm going to drop the odds or make them more favorable in my number so that more people lose if they want to keep betting. So I'm not giving away money. And I brought up, so when specific people bet, that does change the effect. That's why it changes from Tuesday to Saturday, because more people bet. We also get more information. Let's say players are hurt, that sort of thing that happens.
Well done. So yeah. So the Pac-12, speaking of, they gotta be out, right? Oregon's their last hope, and according to you, Oregon really shouldn't be in there at all. And so, but ASU, who we all thought was the most complete team, got whacked by Utah. They were up 21-7, allowed 28 unanswered points from the Utes, and now they're sitting there with 2 losses. Yeah, the conference is still ahead of them, but if Oregon doesn't win out, they are in major the conference is in major trouble of once again not making the college football playoff. And they would be the front runner for why the teams want the expanded playoffs.
Yeah, if I can make a comment here about the top 10 here. I have a question for you. When is the first college committee playoff coming out ranking? Is it this week or next week?
It's like the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season. So I think it's actually 2 weeks.
Okay. The AP is setting it up so that Cincinnati is in there if they keep winning, which they should at Cincinnati. Now they still have to run into Houston and SMU.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a big deal that we're seeing, to Micaiah's point, for Oregon. That's a big deal that we're seeing for them, that all of a sudden people don't really care about the Pac-12. And I'm sorry, if you have an unbeaten Cincinnati team, I don't care if they have to go up against Alabama, they're gonna leapfrog a 1-loss Pac-12 team,
sure,
or a 1-loss Big 12 team for that matter.
No, for sure. And we got to keep an eye on it. And Cincinnati's look good. Good job, Cincinnati. I'll give you my props. Yeah, you're doing what I call for Michigan and Georgia and all these other teams. When they play weaker competition, you absolutely dismantle them in every way possible, and that's what they're doing right now against really weak competition. So good job, Cincinnati.
And they moved them up to number 2.
Well, and to be quite frank with you, another sneak peek, that's where I got them too, for the reason I just gave, because they are blowing out teams. However, the rest of mine is a little bit different.
They don't have to play. I'm just looking at the final of their schedule. They only have to play number 21 at the time.
At this point, they would play Houston in the AAC title game.
Correct.
Because I think Houston's unbeaten in conference, but has the 1 loss to Texas Tech.
I don't remember. We'll find out.
I mean, that's what happened. I don't know if
I have them ranked, so watch out.
Can I give a PSA before we preview Week 8?
Give the PSA.
All big-time programs, do not fall for Brady Hoke. Don't do it. Absolutely do not do that. Please, I'm begging you. For the love of...
What about the Aztecs, bro?
Except if you're Ohio State. If you're Ohio State and you're looking for a coach, hire Brady Hoke. 100%. Hire Brady Hoke.
Watch him walk into Ohio State and just absolutely dominate.
He's a decent recruiter, but his teams right now still can't throw the football. That was Michigan's problem when Brady Hoke was in charge. Really... They could run a little bit. They could never throw the football. They still can't throw the football. And you know how I know that? Because I did research on it, because they are one of my top 5 quote-unquote biggest games. I just threw it in there. I don't know if we'll cover it, because I really dislike Brady Hoke. I really do. A lot. He just took a... So basically...
And they're playing defense. Don't forget that they're playing defense.
Under Rich Rod, Michigan played all offense, no defense. Under Brady Hoke, they played all defense, no offense. And now Brady Hoke, or Jim Harbaugh, is kind of trying to mesh them together. But again, that's what he's just doing in San Diego, at San Diego State. So please don't fall for Brady Hoke. LSU looking at you. USC looking at you. You know, don't fall for him. Don't do it. Real quick. Also, Derrick Henry is a Hall of Famer. He is ridiculously good. And
we didn't know this already?
Well, I just want to make everyone, mostly Mom, aware of it, that a running back for the Tennessee Titans named Derrick Henry is just unbelievable.
Single-handedly beat the Bills, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he single-handedly beat every team in the last, 5 weeks. He's
carrying the Tennessee Titans.
He's right now on pace to break the all-time single-season rushing mark. He's ridiculously good.
He ran for 7,000 yards in high school.
Yeah, his last year he ran for 4,000 yards. Yeah, he's just that was basically them giving it to him every play and him just running 100 yards every play. The one game he had 600 yards rushing. Yeah, he's the only human ever to rush for 2,000 in high school, college, and the NFL.
That's ridiculous.
And he's on pace to do it again. He's 6'2". Yeah, he looks like a defensive lineman.
Right, or a wideout. He looks like someone who should
tight end.
Yeah. He's a bit he's for the record, Mom, we have to explain it to the people of the podcast who don't.
Oh.
5'8", a buck 90, 200 sort of deal.
Yeah, it's 215.
Yeah.
5'8"
that's normally how
5'10",
yeah,
230
that's normally
max.
how running backs are built. So very much out of very different. It's different. Just cover the 3 because I want to kind of go over some hypotheticals. So give me the 3 games you're looking for.
All right, here we go. So 3 games. Yes, I understand, but there's not really 5 big time.
Ladies and gentlemen, no, there are no ranked teams playing another ranked team this week. Or is Auburn playing somebody?
No, it's it's just, and even the games that I have most interesting, they're not. Unless if you're a junkie, they're just not good.
Right. And it's not like everybody's playing Cupcake. It's not Cupcake week in the SEC. It just happens to be
Cupcake week in the Pac-12.
Well,
every week's a Cupcake week. Ba-ba-ba! All right. Let's see here. So I'm going to start with a good one. Number 10, Oregon, going to the Rose Bowl in Los Angeles to take on UCLA.
Actually, it's in Pasadena.
I should know that. Wow.
My name is Jeff.
That's awful. That's bad on me. Anyway, here we go. So Oregon is actually the underdog in this situation. UCLA is getting 2.5 points. Or I'm sorry, Oregon's getting 2.5 points. UCLA, they're favored by 2.5. Here's the deal. These are very similar teams. Now, when you get into the season, all the stats kind of even out. Unless if there's a big gap in between, everyone's pretty similar, both on offense and on defense. like the most competitive games is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, UCLA is 5-2. Yeah, the one loss to Fresno, and then they had another loss to Stanford, and I'm like, what? Or not Stanford, it was some other team. I'm like, why are you losing to them? So, and Oregon has the one loss to Stanford, and they are number 10 in the country. Oregon is the Pac-12's last hope to get in the playoff, and it comes down to this: which team runs the ball better? Now, Oregon's defense is runs for 137. UCLA gives up 91. And meanwhile, Oregon's defense gives up around like 117 per game. So you would give the advantage here to UCLA, I would say. But again, this is the Pac-12's last hope. I think a lot of people in Vegas think that this is a UCLA win. Yes, they've been wrong before, but considering they're the favorites this early in the week on a Tuesday, that's tough. I haven't liked what I've seen out of Oregon. I understand the Stanford loss was because their offensive coordinator wasn't there calling plays.
It
but
wasn't Stanford,
but
it was Arizona State
that beat Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Arizona State.
Oh no, that was UCLA.
That was UCLA. Yeah.
Sorry.
So Oregon and yeah, it just. But ever since the Ohio State game, they're just not. They're shooting themselves in the foot. They're just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna win. They've played like a team, kind of like Iowa, just kind of begging to get upset, just kind of doing enough. And so I think that they finally do get upset. The Pac-12 is gone based on that. You take UCLA minus the money line, Mr. Over Under. What do you think about 59?
Lots of offense, little defense from their averages that I'm seeing that I just took a lot. I think 59's accurate. I think I'm going to go. I mean, I've been under happy ever since I've been over.
So you can either go under, over, or not mess with it.
Yeah, I'm going under, I think, though. I don't think this is going to be high. It is 25-25 sort of deal. I think we're going to be closer to 50 than we're going to be closer to 60.
Alrighty. Do you want LSU Ole Miss or do you want Clemson Pittsburgh?
Now, this is a very interesting point. Let's finish with Clemson Pittsburgh. So give me.
No, those aren't my three. You have to choose between the one because I have a third game yet.
Oh, I'm picking the Pittsburgh Clemson game.
Okay, Pittsburgh Clemson is. By the way, LSU Ole Miss right now on a Tuesday over under 76.
Whoa.
And I think you got to hammer that over.
At 76?
Ole Miss is not going to stop anybody. I understand it's high. Like, it's higher than I would want it to be.
You me for taking that over, sir.
I understand that. Florida, again, 4 turnovers. They come off back. LSU's defense has come off back-to-back weeks now, giving up 40-plus points. They won one. They lost one to Kentucky.
That might be a sleeper pick of the week.
Right? And then Ole Miss, they don't stop anybody either. They just score a bunch. They are out with both their corners, LSU is, and the defensive line, most of the defensive line. So maybe that's my lock of the week. Maybe I'm going to hammer that over at 76. Oh, if it gets any higher than 76, I would say take the under.
Yeah.
Like if it gets closer to 80, 78, 9, 80, you take the under. 77, it's a jump call to you. Okay. So then, Clemson-Pittsburgh, 4-2 Clemson. A team reeling, a team needing a lifeline, needing something, really just needing this season to end so they can fire a whole bunch of people and bring in a whole bunch of new people. At number 23, Pittsburgh. And can I get a hell yeah for Kenny Pickett for Heisman?
Hell yeah?
Or a ho yeah, whatever it is on TikTok.
Yeah, you want those?
Yeah, for Kenny Pickett. Do you know Kenny Pickett has thrown for 1,900 yards?
Oh, this is Pitt's quarterback.
Pitt's quarterback, 21 touchdowns and 1 interception.
No, here's why I like this game. I think Pittsburgh is being sneaky. It's sneaky, hiding. It's being really sneaky right now. Sitting there at 6-1, they're ranked this week.
Lost to Western Michigan.
Now Western Michigan only has 2 losses. They lost to Western Michigan. Western Michigan has 2 losses, 1 to Ball State, 1 to Michigan. Sorry. That goes again. I have to prove Micaiah's point. wherever the piss excellence thing is. Here it is.
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
The team that Michigan plays first tends to do well in the season, and Ball State is top of their division right now. So it's good on Western Michigan. So it kind of looks like a good loss. It's shaky. Here's my problem with Pitt is they had a shaky quarterback play at the beginning. They're not a big school, and so they're going to run into a problem here. I'm still picking Pitt over Clemson.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, here's my problem with Pitt. My problem,
and I have them ranked at 15, I think.
My problem with Pitt is the simplest problem that anyone could ever say. When college football, no, not even. They're Pittsburgh. They're just gonna mess it up.
Yeah,
right.
They play down to their opponents. I see what you're saying.
Like
yeah.
it's still. Like, I understand they're not the Steelers, and yes, they are a smaller, big-time D1 program, but, like, whenever they did have success, they just found a way to mess it up. Like, a few years ago, they played Cincinnati. They were, like, they had one loss. It was for the Big East Championship. It was when Brian Kelly was there. You had to win, and you had it wide open in front of you because you were probably like just as good as Cincinnati was. You go and you mess that game up. Like, they'll just let me down. Is this the week? Because they really haven't played a good defense. I mean, Virginia Tech, okay. But Clemson's a real defense despite their struggles. They have no downfield passing at all. Uconn is averaging like 5 to 7 yards per pass.
Oh, Clemson?
Yeah, per completion. Their running game is inconsistent. It's been better of late, but still not great. So they're so is Clemson, they had to have Syracuse miss a field goal last week to win that game in regulation. So Clemson just feels like they're just hanging on and they just need the season to end so they can do a hard reset and then they'll be back. So you're taking Pittsburgh. First of all, 46 over under. What do you got for that?
That's what I was. It's 48 at Pick Center right now.
Okay, so it's 48.
Ask you, that's close for me
because Pittsburgh also plays a little bit of defense.
Yeah, it's hard.
I'm gonna say under.
I'm gonna say under 2. I think it's a Pittsburgh win. I agree with you. I think Clemson is just kind of like, let's go next season at this point. We have 2 losses. We're not making it in. Some people have them ranked. They're not a ranked team. They're not playing like a ranked team right now.
Well, they've been blowing people out.
But here's the deal. And to prove your point, Pittsburgh's one of those teams. I watched them play Tennessee because Joe Mixon. Milton, sorry, the ex-Michigan guy played for Tennessee, and both of them looked like trash, including Pittsburgh. Now, granted, that was like week 2, week 3. So my point that I am making here is you shut down Pickett, and you can actually hear Makai peeing. Sorry, Mom. You shut down Pickett, and you're going to shut down Pittsburgh. Now, this game at Heinz Field. It's in Pittsburgh. So you have, and the weather right now is cooler in the state of Pennsylvania. So I still think I'm taking Pittsburgh here, but if they shut down Pickett, and I'm saying his name right now.
Kenny Pickett?
Yeah. If they shut him down, I don't know.
Yeah, so you're rolling with Pittsburgh still?
I'm still rolling with Pittsburgh.
Clemson's just real. This might be also the best offense Clemson has faced all year. To be quite honest with you, I too. I'm just gonna roll with Clemson, roll with Pittsburgh. Clemson's just needs that hard reset, and Pittsburgh, this is your time right now. Don't screw it up. You hit this. Then you're climbing, and you might be able to sneak in there to that ACC championship game and maybe get a New Year's 6. Who knows? Maybe, if you beat the right amount of teams, you play your cards just right, the field shakes out for you, you make the college football playoff. Probably not, though, because you're Pittsburgh.
So, funny enough, sorry, I just read this. I'm trying to figure out when this was.
Thanks for holding the fort down. I really had to pee.
Yeah, you're good. This is the Heisman looks for Week 8. Caleb Williams somehow
has
plus
jumped.
200.
Yes, he's jumped in because he has been
Over
making.
Kenny Pickett, by the way.
Yeah, he has really in 2 games. It's phenomenal. I'm like 2 games. He only has like less than half the season left to make an impact.
Listen, Heisman really loves Oklahoma. Listen, they love the South. The Heisman
They
people
love
the
big
South.
scoring. Yes, they
Yep.
do.
And they love right now, but Michigan's running back and Texas running back are also up there. So Michigan State, sorry, not Michigan.
Blake
Michigan
Corum has the most touchdowns, but anyway. All right, finally, Oklahoma State going to Iowa State. Here's the kicker, though. Oklahoma State, number 18 in the nation.
Yeah.
They are a touchdown underdog, ladies and gentlemen.
And
they are
why.
getting 7. Tell me why.
Iowa State loves to upset one random ranked team a year. And guess what time of the year it is? It's upset season. And guess who's on their slate? A ranked team. And they're in Ames. So that's why they're getting 7. Yeah, no, I'm taking Oklahoma State plus 2.
So,
right
let
here.
me explain.
Okay.
This might
I'm
not
still
be
taking,
crazy.
You're not going to change my mind. It's
Oklahoma
not crazy, but you're not going to change my mind.
Oklahoma State
Yeah.
can basically just run the football. They're Michigan, but their quarterback turns the ball over and is more athletic.
Okay.
Every game this season, I believe every game has been a 1 possession game.
Yep.
They have won all of them. They're doing a great job. Solid defense, good running game. They lack explosive passing game. And Sanders has 6 touchdowns to 5 interceptions plus some fumbles. Meanwhile, Iowa State, who people forgotten about, stout defense. They allow 97 yards rushing. They're one of the best rush defenses in all the country. And so if you take away Oklahoma State, what they want to do best, plus they allow 153 through the air. Oklahoma State, even their stout defense, still allows 208 through the air and 98 yards on the ground. If Iowa State avoids the turnovers like they didn't against Iowa and Oklahoma, I believe, they got a shot.
Okay.
And Iowa State is 2-1 in conference, only 1 conference loss. You have 4-2 overall. They got a shot to make the Big 12 title game. Listen to me, her.
I'm listening to your her.
You take Oklahoma State plus points.
Yeah. So you said exactly what I just said.
Because you can't trust Brock Purdy not to turn the football over against an Oklahoma State defense that loves getting turnovers.
Here's Iowa State is in the same exact field. Kansas, well, not in the same exact position Kansas is.
They're a
in the
little
same
better.
exact position Clemson is in at a much smaller scale.
Yeah.
They just need the year to reset at this point. They're probably in a good spot. Don't fire the coach. Try to keep him there. Try to keep the ball rolling, and we'll be good to go.
Over under 47?
I think I'm gonna take the over.
Oh, I'm going under.
I think we might get closer to 25, like a 28-21 sort of deal.
Could be. Well, I mean that's what you got to pay. I'm going for a 20-24 type game.
Yeah, I mean we're in the same ballpark.
Who are you picking to win?
The game?
Yeah.
Oklahoma State. Oh, you said Oklahoma. Oh, win. Yeah, I said Oklahoma. Said Oklahoma outright.
Oh, okay.
So
no, the reasons you gave earlier.
Yeah, why am I doing it?
No. Why Iowa State is a 7.5 point. It's mine, but it's also a combination of yours.
Yes.
Of why they are, because it's in Ames. They upset. Well, normally when they're not very good, they upset one random ranked team a year.
They did it at Oklahoma 2 years ago.
It's in Ames. It's going to be in the afternoon time, I think, if not at night. So, yes, I'm actually taking Arizona State, but Oklahoma State to cover. Or Iowa State.
I get Iowa State. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Jeez Louise, this cold is messing with my head.
I'll allow it.
it's just one of those things. It happens, you know.
Figured it.
But what's your top 10? Let's get into that. We'll
Yeah.
make it a short one this week.
Well, we don't have to if we get going here. All right, AP top 10 is as follows. This is the real top 10. Well, not exactly the real one, but the real one. Georgia, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Oklahoma State, Michigan State, and Oregon. My top 10. Georgia, Cincinnati leaps up from 4 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa's way out of there. Penn State's still sitting at 3. You're idle, and I still think you're the third best team in the nation. Bama's sitting right there. Probably, if they get things figured out, they'll probably be at number 2 again. Ohio State, for points already mentioned last week. Oklahoma moves up a spot because Caleb Williams looks to be the real deal, at least after 2 weeks. Oklahoma State, yeah, fine. You got to win versus Texas, and I picked against you. Michigan State, can't go wrong there. Not impressive, but fine. Coastal Carolina moves back into the top 10 at 9 because they're just blowing people out. Michigan finally gets home fan love at 10. This is a very hesitant 10 because I could see them shitting themselves on national television against Northwestern. 23.5 point favorite. Ole Miss and Oregon.
Okay. Now, I had my fun last week for any of those who paid attention. So
we're not having fun this week?
We did. We are. But it really, when I did my set this morning, and I wish I had the paper. I wish I would have taken a photo. I'm really sad I didn't. I hope that I put it in my pockets and I didn't. Really, what the spice here was, the spice of life, was the below 10. Okay. I switch not Cincinnati. I do. I switch Cincinnati and Oklahoma. Number 1 is Georgia. That's no question. I switch Cincinnati and Oklahoma. Okay. Not a huge fan. I really don't. There's too big of a gap between 1 and 2 right now, in my opinion.
Sure.
Georgia's just looking that good.
So who's that 2?
Oklahoma.
Okay.
I have Cincy at 3.
Okay.
Okay, I'll allow it. I have Oklahoma State at 5.
Who's at 4?
That is what I'm trying to remember. And it's really bugging me. I might have put Oklahoma State at 4. I might have been an idiot.
Well, why don't you look at the rankings right now?
I'm literally looking down at them right now. I'm really forgetting who I put at 4. I know this. Let's put Oklahoma State at 4. Let's just do this. Let's put Oklahoma State at 4.
Sure, yeah,
Okay. Let's put I'm putting Michigan State at 5.
Yeah, above Ohio State, because that makes sense.
Yeah, well, okay. 5. 6 is Alabama. 7 is Ohio State.
Wow. So you're telling me that if Michigan State and Alabama played tomorrow,
Alabama would win. But they also have one less loss. Listen, this is a beauty pageant for me.
Okay.
My rankings are beauty pageants.
All right, so who's at 8?
And zeros look better than ones.
All right.
Who did I put at 8? Oh, Coastal Carolina.
You know what? I'm gonna wherever you put Coastal Carolina, as long as it's outside the top 5, I'm gonna respect that because Coastal Carolina is doing exactly what I want them to do.
Yeah, I have them at 8 or 9, and then I have Wake Forest. So, and that's me being nice to Coastal Carolina.
Are you telling me if Coastal Carolina played a top 10 team and had a week to prepare, like i.e. New Year's 6, that it wouldn't be a game, or they wouldn't at least have a shot to win it?
I would love to see Coastal Carolina versus Wake Forest right now. Coastal Carolina versus Michigan State right now.
Coastal Carolina, Cincinnati.
Coastal Carolina, Cincinnati right now. So yeah. What did I have? 9 and 10 left?
Yeah, 9 and 10.
Oh, you're gonna hate me so much.
Survey says
SMU.
Okay.
San Diego State.
No, you are not. No, I refuse.
Fine.
You may put Penn State in there.
No.
No.
Penn State's out of top 10, as is Oregon.
How is Penn State not a top 10 team?
I have Notre
no,
Dame
stop, shut up. I don't care anymore. How is Penn State a not top 10 team? We both agree that they would have crushed
Okay,
Iowa.
actually, I think to be fair, I think I actually had them like 7.
All right,
This is
so
why
we'll
I
just
wanted
stick
my
them at
list.
10.
Yeah, put them at 10.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Then I had
Order has been
I had
restored.
SMU.
Okay.
I had San Diego State. I had
no.
Pitt, and I had
No.
San Antonio.
Fine.
But we don't care.
UTSA
But
and
do
Pitt,
this.
fine. Do
Yeah.
not put Brady Hoke in the top 5.
Listen.
15.
Listen.
Linda?
Linda, listen. Also, I think I probably did have him at 15. I'm going to, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm going to do.
No.
I left it at work or it's in my car, the list. Since this is going up on Friday, I will post it in my top 10, my actual top 10, in the description of whatever it is. That
Great.
way you can look at it. Because it was hilarious, but it was good and it was tasteful, you know?
Maybe I should change my lock of the week to Air Force.
Who's Air Force playing again?
It's San Diego State University. You know
Listen,
what? I'm going to give you
You're
2
gonna blow
locks.
up sometime.
One lock. So the first real lock is Tennessee.
Oh,
over
that's
under
gonna be a good game, though.
76.
They're favored right now.
You take Air Force to beat Brady Hoke. Okay? And I want every team out there to beat Brady Hoke. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Do you take over under 40? You take the over, right?
Nah, these two teams run and stop the running game. They're the
These two
exact
teams
same team.
Are the exact same
Yeah.
team. The only difference is Air Force. Shout out to Air Force has lost to who did they lose to? Oh yeah, Utah State. Bad loss there.
Yeah. So I'm taking Air Force. I'm actually pretty confident in it.
I don't hate that. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna go a little bit different for my lock of the week.
Okay.
We're gonna go to the NFL side.
Oh.
Because I really don't feel confident in anything, and I was looking. Also, I stole Chupa Hubbard off of waivers, so shout out to me.
Yeah, way to be, bro. Since my 3-game winning streak, I'm on a 2-game losing streak. It's not good.
That's not good at all.
It's not good at all.
Who did I like for an interesting lock this week? Sorry, I'm finding them. Oh, Indianapolis Colts over the San Francisco 49ers. According to ESPN's Pick'ems, 68% of people, you're so close, guys. 68% of people are picking the 49ers over the Colts. Watch out. I think Jonathan Taylor has finally found his rhythm, assuming he doesn't blow out an ACL or hip again like he did last year. So, yeah, that's my lock of the week is the Colts to win in any fashion over the 49ers. Another injury-riddled season for them. We haven't been covering a lot of NFL because, to be fair, the NFL hasn't been interesting really until this week.
Well, and also, I make Carrie, my wife, watch college football all day Saturday. She gets tired of it. I'd be divorced by now if I made her watch NFL football. So once college ends, we'll jump into football. It's fine. I still know what be happening. Yeah, Baker Mayfield, get it together. Okay? Listen, I can't support you if you suck. You know.
Me and Makai are in the same fantasy league here. The only fantasy league that we are in. I just want to look here. Micaiah is tied for second right now at 3-3.
Yeah, boy.
We're in the same division, and I'm at 2-4, tied for fourth. So really tied for third. So yeah, we're having a great time overall. And Stephon Diggs is on a bye, so kill me now.
Ooh, Justin Herbert, who I put in, is on a bye. Okay, Ezekiel Elliott's on a bye. Yikes.
Actually, here, let me show you. This is a very interesting, just to wrap up our pod here. Alvin Kamara, again, destroying for me. Chupa Hubbard, running back. Right now I have Odell, but I picked up Sterling Shepard. Someone dropped him like an idiot. So I picked him up. They'll probably going for Odell. Marquise Brown, Hunter Henry, and Kyle Pitts. That's the interesting part. I have Kyle Pitts in my flex because I don't got anybody this week.
Yeah, I just found that problem. I'm also running into that problem. So anyway, people don't care about fantasy. People come here for college football.
You're not wrong.
So your lock of the week was Colts win, right?
Yeah, Colts dub.
Colts win. Excellent. And then just to recap here, we have UCLA money line, Pittsburgh money line. We have Oklahoma State plus is 7. I'm taking Iowa State though. My lock of the week was LSU. Take the over there, over 76, but less than 78. And then my second lock of the week was Air Force beating Brady Hoke, because I can't stand Brady Hoke because of what he did to Michigan.
What he did. I got to go make my fiance dinner, so we're going to call it at this, I
feel like.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Wash your hands, you filthy animals. This has been the 4th and 1 podcast, Anchor.fm. Be kind to one another, respect each other, and we will see you next week. Have a great college football Saturday.